and welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise Television. I am Kendi Bodun.
And I am Henry.
We are delighted to start the day with you. As always, we begin with a quick look at today's newspaper headlines before diving into the major conversation of the day. Trust me, you don't want to miss a moment with us. You can join the conversation by liking, following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. You can also share. So joining us this morning is Barrister Evans Ufeli. He is a distinguished lawyer who will be sharing expert insight on the issues before us.
And he joins us from Toronto in Canada. Good morning to you, Barrister, and welcome to Enterprise.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so very much. So let's kickstart today with the first daily on our desk. Actually, we have about 4 newspapers: The Punch, The Vanguard, The Daily Trust, and the Vanguard, the Guardian newspaper. Yeah. But let's start with the Punch newspaper for today. Big story: federal government writes off $1.42 billion and also 5.57 trillion naira NNPC debt.
Okay, on the top strip we have judges appointment. NJC shortlist 28 as 34 fail integrity tests.
And also we have other growing matters on the bottom strip. ADC Labour Party slam Tinubu over Europe holiday amid security crisis.
All right, we also have politicians scheming for 600 billion naira in Rivers coffers. That's from Wiki.
All right, so Barrister, let's move straight to the NNPC and its many troubles. And the federal government writes off $1.42 billion and another 5.57 trillion naira NNPC debt. And the writer here says the presidential nod wipes off NNPC legacy debt to federation.
Yeah.
What's your take on this? Is this an opportunity for those currently running the NNPC to do more, such that in the future the government of the day would equally do the same forgiveness, which is the mother of all impunity? What's your take?
Well, I don't know, that newspaper that's writing that thing, is this the NNPC or NNPCL?
It says.
It's actually, because why are they still reporting it as NNPC? We've known about this debt for some time now, because NNPC is one, or NNPCL is one institution in Nigeria that have never been transparent and accountable. So it's actually very difficult to do analysis on NNPC or NNPCL because first, you will not get data from them. They are not accountable to Nigerians and they are not transparent even to the federal government. Okay. And when you say the federal government write off, who is the federal government? Who is NNPC? Is NNPC not part of the federal government as at then? You know, when this whole debt was incurred. Okay. So it's actually a contradiction to say that the federal government writes off NNPC debt because NNPC and the federal government is one and the same. It is the president that appoints the managing director or the DG of the NNPC at that time. Okay. Now is the president that also appoints the governing board. Okay. Those who govern or manage the NNPC as it were today. So whether before or now, we are still in the same situation. Okay? You are writing off this debt on the basis of what? Where is the audit report? What is the ground upon which this is being written off? Where did the money go to? Okay? Who is responsible for what and when and how? So I would have expected that they do a forensic analysis, a forensic investigation, audit into how the debt was accrued, okay? Because some of these things you call debt are actually funds that were embezzled, funds that went through the pipe. Of corruption. Elements in NNPC and all the shenanigans that had gone down through that process. So if you are writing it off, you're writing it off without penalties. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Like you said in your opening, to write off debt like that without penalty. and without investigation, without arrest and all that. It's not a good thing because you are emboldening corruption. You are giving corruption a boost to keep festering, and that's exactly what it is. So tomorrow, when somebody else becomes the chairman of NNPC or NNPCL, he's going to do worse than what he met there, because there's already a precedent that after some time the federal government will write it off. It's not a good thing.
Okay, so let's look at other matters on still on the Punch newspaper. So on the top screen we have judges appointment, NJC shortlist 28 and 34 fail integrity test. So I believe that, Barrister, this is your field, and what legal standards guide judicial integrity tests?
Yeah, there's an integrity test you go through when you are being recruited as a judge, or you have been employed through the process. You have to go through a lot of processes, and the process is not just enough to be qualified. Qualification is one level, okay. Being shortlisted as those prospective judges is another level. Then going through the integrity test, another level. You know, the DSS screening, criminal record, okay, records, you know, that you cannot put aside. All these things are looked are properly determined, and then you take a test. Then, if you pass the test, you are taken. If you don't, then those who couldn't make it have been set out or set aside for those who are able to make it to the final stage. So that's what it means. It takes a lot. That's why when people say recruit more judges, build more courts, it goes beyond that. You don't just recruit. People have to be qualified. People have to be ready for the job. It has to be what they can do, not just by qualification, but by character and learning. So a lot is actually required here. It's a tall order.
Yes, very well said. I just sincerely believe that with the distrust that Nigerians have for our law courts and our judiciary, is it ever possible that the current judges might equally be made to go through the same test yet again to equally see if they are still good enough for the job?
It's not all the judges that are corrupt in the manner Nigerians want us to believe. Nigerians just believe that the courts are not working and everybody is corrupt, and that is not true. Not everyone. Everybody cannot be mad at the same time anywhere. You understand? So
Yes.
the ones who are already judges, if there is any one of them that is not doing the right thing, that is corrupt, and it's investigated and found wanting, it should be disciplined. It can be disciplined. Okay? That's what I will say about it. It doesn't mean that all of them should go and retake the test again. And those who are already judges should go and retake the test. No, you will say that those who are already judges, who are involved in corruption, okay, who are desecrating the temple of justice, should desist from doing so. An investigation should be carried out for those who are found wanting, should be disciplined according to law. Yes, that is the right way to put it. Okay, for those who are coming in, they have to pass the integrity test. The job of a judge is not for survival. It's not for employment. It's not because there's no employment in society, therefore we are recruiting judges so that we can create jobs. That's not why you recruit judges. You don't recruit judges for survival. No. You recruit judges because there's a need to do so. You recruit judges because it's important to do so. You recruit judges because there is a gap. We have shortage of judges. And the fact that you have shortage of judges does not mean you just recruit anybody you see on the road. You just bring everybody, you know, ask them, and then give them courtrooms. That would be disaster. Okay. So that role is a critical assignment, and so there's no way everybody who apply will get it.
All right.
They will come under strict scrutiny, and a lot of people will not get it. Even if they apply, they will not get it because of their past records, because there are people who cannot pass integrity tests. There are people who don't have integrity, so there's nothing to pass in the first place. So that is what it is.
All right. We hope for the best within our courts and the total autonomous independence of the judiciary, because that's what Nigerians need at this point. But let's move to the Guardian newspaper for today. Straight to the talking point. Pro Tinubu chants won't secure second term. Wike tells Fubara. Barrister, I know we do not care any longer because we've cared so much about these two people. And Nigerians have received lots of disappointments from both of them, especially from Seminalayi Fubara. But let's just analyze it for the sake of analysis here. Do you think that the scheming of both personalities, what does this mean for the people of Rivers State at this point?
What it means is that there's still going to be trouble in Rivers State between Fubara and Wike, because the way Fubara got back to office had to do with a lot of compromise. And now he has jumped ship. His loyalty is not even 100% to Wike. He's now playing with the president. And that's why Wike is not happy. He's not playing with the president directly, mostly directly with the president. And it was clear from the way he defected that the president influenced it. You remember he visited the president a week before that defection. So I don't know how much of Wike's impact was in that process, because Wike's own is that whether you change party or not, you're not coming back for second term. That's what Wike wants, okay? But you see, we have to get to a point where there's no person that will become governor and not be interested in the second term, or not to give it a try. Yes, even when it happened in Lagos, you know, Ambode fought a little before he gave it up. Okay, so you cannot just tell a man who ordinarily is supposed to be voted into office by the people and not the governor putting him there. You can't just tell him that you won't do second term just like that. He may listen to you and agree because he wants to get back to office. But when he gets close to the election period, he may want to use the president. He's not a friend of the president. He may not want to use the president to soften the mind of Wike. And whichever way you look at it, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. Tinubu might want to work with Fubara because the person he knows now to come back. Okay, so where the president and Wike may have problem is where Wike may want to intercept that and say, President, we are not working with this man. I'm bringing this person. We're going to work with this person and we're going to clinch it. And when you look at the entire dynamics, again, Fubara will now be the head of the PDP in Rivers State. Okay, more like the leader of the APC rather, the leader of the APC in Rivers State. Okay, so which kind of decision are you going to take in APC Rivers? Okay, that you want to use to sideline the leader of the APC in Rivers State when you are still in PDP. So you can see that it's going to be difficult politics to play in the future for both sides, for both Wike and for Fubara, and even for the president, because there will be dispute. There will be dispute. And this thing we're talking about is between now and we're just at the verge of 2026. Okay? And it is in this 2026 that political parties will all conduct their primaries. Okay? And the party must take a decision after primaries. Even before primaries, they're already given the ticket to who they want to give it to. Okay? Because primaries is highly controlled by incumbency. It's heavily controlled by incumbency. Okay. So is Wike going to say that Owara should not be in the ballots in the primaries? And who does that serve? Would that serve the president? Would that help the president in his coming back? Because he needs all the governors as much as possible. Because getting a one-time governor is much more beneficial to walk through than getting an ex-governor or getting a two-time governor. A two-time governor is outgoing. Okay? Fubara is not outgoing. Fubara still have one term. So the pendulum will swing towards, he still have one term, and he has following. Even with the movement he moved from PDP to APC, not much dispute came out from that, from his followers. They are still following him everywhere he's going. So I just want to know how Wike is going to pull this through. Is Wike going to surrender to Fubara for him to come back for the second time? Whose purpose would that serve? Is he going to fight him to pull him down? Whose purpose is he going to serve? Where does the president stand in the mix of this whole divide? It's a big question. The days to come will unfold the story.
Very well said.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
We will be here to see that time, right?
Definitely.
Okay. What about what does this mean for Rivers politics? Do you think it's will still there will be this loyalty, among themselves, or there will be this disloyalty among themselves?
There's part also already, but the part also has taken a different dimension. Because remember, the lawmakers that are loyal to Wike are now in the same party of Fubara. The lawmakers that are loyal to Wike are now in the same party of Fubara. Well, they were in the same party with Fubara when all the crisis was also ongoing. So that may not have changed anything, because it was even their ambition to move to the APC that's created the problem in the first place, because they needed it to impeach Fubara. But now that all that has gone, they are now in the same party. They have a seeming symbiotic relationship, or they claim to have resolved the issue. Okay, well, in the eyes of the public, it looks so, but it's not very, the relation is not very smooth as long as Wike is not happy with Fubara. So, and because those lawmakers are also, taking instruction from Wike. Okay? So if Wike insists that Fubara should not run, there's going to be part also, because Fubara will want to run. And he will want to run, he will run to the president to intervene. Is Wike going to listen to the president? Wike have a mind of his own. Forget about whether he's a minister or whatsoever. He has a mind of his own. But with that mind of his own, is he strong enough to want to rock the boat with the president and Fubara? If assuming but not considering that the president approves of Fubara. And Fubara is doing everything humanly possible to be a good boy with the president. You see the politics. Not just to finish his term, but to, continue. So it's going to be a tough one. I don't know how Wike is going to put through this whole thing. If he insists that he's going to bring somebody new.
Yes, it's going to be. Yes, it's going to be a very tough one, really, because on the streets in River State, it's just more like a mockery. People that are loyal to Fubara are mocking yes Wike indirectly, you know, saying that yes, we've joined the APC, but you still cannot control us within the APC. But let's take a look at other matters, Barrister. Obi, lawmakers' obedience to join ADC on December 31st. What do you think the scheme of politics is playing? Peter Obi is someone that you don't understand so very much. You don't know where he is going to. He is standing in one place and you don't know if he's moving to the left or moving to the right, and just before you know it, he takes a decision that leaves everyone, you know, spellbound. But what's your take on this obedience movement to the ADC? Do you think that's the best bet at this point, knowing that the Labour Party seems to be having their own issues?
Yeah, if he remains in Labour Party, he may not even get the ticket of being the ballot. With the way Labour Party is completely ruined now. Okay, that's one. If he leaves Labour Party to the ADC, Atiku is there. And then Atiku will not allow him to be the presidential candidate or the flag bearer of the party. Because Atiku does not want to. Atiku wants to be president. You understand? So it's between the devil and the deep blue sea. You understand? I would have advised him to move to a different party entirely.
But don't you think that would be Herculean, Barrister, starting afresh again?
Exactly.
We all know what he went through with the Labour Party.
It will be Herculean. It will be Herculean. But if you look at what's going on now, you know, it's not much about parties really. Where was Labour Party before Peter Obi went there? Okay, because ADC for me look like, if you look at the faces in ADC, Rotimi and Mechi, Erufai. It looked like the ADC looked to me like aggrieved APC, right? A conglomeration, a collective of aggrieved APC members who want to prove a point that they can pull down APC. Is that the best for P2B? Time will tell. If P2B is going anywhere, it should go to where he can be supported. Because he already have the mass support, that is the public support. Okay, but what he now need is party support. And party support is going into a party that have people who have interests. People like Rotimi Amechi said he must contest. Atiku is going to contest. And in primaries, if P2B contests primaries with Atiku, can P2B win it? Because primaries is an elite game. P2B is not loved by the elite. It's loved by the masses. If the primaries were to be one that is conducted with the masses, you can pull through. But to conduct a primaries wherein they are going to get delegates through the political party ranks, and it's about money. And Atiku have an ingenious experience in that kind of politics. So Obi's bet is to be the presidential flag bearer.
But don't you think? Yes, but don't you think, Barrister, that we might likely have the same outcome if Peter Obi moves to another party? That's number one. The second question is, do you think there might be a repeat of the one-trick pony that the Labour Party had in the last election if he joins another party?
One-trick what?
One-trick pony. That is just an opportunity that he had the land scale vote, about 6-point-something million. Do you think he might repeat it yet again if he joins another party?
Peter Obi still have that following. Peter Obi still have that huge following. Peter Obi won Lagos State.
And you think they might allow him to win again?
Very well. He can win again, again and again, over and over again. He can. Anyone who have won Lagos State have popularity. Lagos State have 20 million people, over 20 million. But, you know, number of people who are registered is quite different from or other considerations. But what I'm trying to say is that he has that huge following. What you need is 25% of 24 states to be the president of Nigeria. Okay? So, when you look at the whole thing, it's not about the election now. It's about whether, if it comes to ADC, it can emerge. See, no obedience. I know these obedient people. No obedient. None of them are interested in Peter Obi running as a running mate to be a vice president. He had done that before. If he tries that now, many of the obedient people they will not support him. He dare not even try it. He knows. People are not looking up to him to become a vice president. They're looking up to him to be a president. Yeah. Okay. And they will only give their support if he is going to come out as such. But the party he is going to now, will he be allowed to emerge? Have the issues, all the issues, have they been discussed and aligned? He has to get that. He has to get that approval from the party leaders before he just move like that. Yes, because they were putting pressure on him the other time that they're waiting or something like that. He should not fall for that trap. He must make sure that things are okay and that he will be able to flourish there before going there. There's no point going there to run with Atiku. Yeah. No. Atiku does not have electoral value. Doesn't.
Well, we believe time will tell.
Yeah. You know, Peter Obi had said, severally that he's not desperate for power, and when the time comes, he would be whatever he wants to be.
He's really acting it.
Yes, he is. He's more like the president of the people. The kind of respect he gets internationally. The other day he was with Paul Kagame in Rwanda, and they received him like they were receiving a president of another country. And I would wonder what President Bola Tinubu would be feeling in his closet, looking at people be giving all the attention that he would have received. Well, Barrister will be here to take us on our main conversation when we return. 7,000 forest guards are ready as federal government moves against the bandits. That's in a beat. Still Enterprise Morning. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.